Everyone, it's Ron. What's new with you? Okay, so here's the deal. You probably wondered why I look the way I do. Why I'm wearing blue. Yes. So 2.5, 3 months ago, I was diagnosed with inoperable, incurable metastatic cancer that had spread to my pelvis and hips and lower back. And when I found out, uh, it. I mean, to be honest, I had just been sick and didn't we didn't know what was going on, and I couldn't like have steps to, I didn't have all the facts. And what I found out find what I'm finding with this is that the more information I have, the better I can navigate it. And when I when my primary care doctor told me, she immediately set me up with an oncologist, a urologist, everyone, all through KU Med here, and they've just been amazing. And there have been, let me tell you this, there have been no surprises, which I can't believe because that's how much information they've given me. Whether I've been in procedures or um, what the worst case scenario as far as side effects for chemo and all that stuff. It's been really great. And I've been able to push back on them and ask them questions. And um, if you think that you can be a passive patient, you can't because no one's really your champion. They try to be, but you gotta watch. No one knows what the other people are doing and all that stuff. So, well, more on that later. But um, so I was given the choice of doing a very doing a very aggressive first round of treatments that included hormone therapy and chemotherapy. And I'll apologize right now because there's this thing that it really is real. It's called chemo brain, where I will just be talking and then in the middle of a sentence have no idea what I was just saying. So it may take me a minute just to regroup. But as of right now, I've been through 4 out of the 6 rounds of chemo and hormone therapy, and I take 19 pills a day. Um, on non-chemo weeks, and then I have on average 6 to 9 doctor's appointments and lab work and stuff like that every week, and that's for 4.5 months. Um, and but let me tell you this: when I got this port put in, I don't know if you can see it. It's really lovely where they do the chemo. Um, the other day, the nurse was getting me ready for chemo, and she just put the syringe into my port, and I almost threw up. And she goes, "Oh, did you feel that with all that numbing cream?" I'm like, "What numbing cream?" She's like, "They didn't put numbing cream on you?" I'm like, "No, neither did you, lady." But anyway, point is, so for after, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 12, almost 15 weeks of chemo and hormone therapy, I have very few side effects. I have not ever thrown up. I mean, this is called karma because at my reunion this past summer, I took a picture with all my boys and realized that I literally was the only person who had hair still. It was such good hair too. Anyway, it'll grow back. So very few side effects. And except for really really tired. Um, some just crashing like depression. Every once in a while that just take shocks the hell out of me. But that doesn't last very long. And swollen ankles and feet so badly from the chemo that I look not kidding, it looked like a Fat Bastard sequel or like a Nutty Professor sequel. Like it was, and it hurt so badly. And so when they finally got that under control, I lost 14 pounds of water weight in 6 days. So it's been a lot of trial and error, of course, and the goal is to get an enzyme number that I have that was very, very high, down to zero. And um, and this enzyme number is usually zero point 0.2 to zero point 0.4. That's a usual range. And when they diagnosed me, mine was 572. Little high. Um, and after 4 rounds of chemo and hormone therapy, it's down to 1.87 right now. So that's very good. That's basically like how active the cancer cells are. Um, and after 4.5 months, if that number is zero, then I can get off of chemotherapy and I'll do hormone therapy the rest of my life. And they did biopsies and everything. So they've been doing genetic testing to see, like, so if cancer's a lot like COVID in that it tries to find new ways to grow and change itself so it can still be in your body even when you try to get rid of it. Um, and so there are ways that they, if they know exactly the strand it is, how it interacts with my own DNA, then they can, opens it up to a little more treatments. But I will tell you that there have been so many people who have said to me, "Yeah, I know exactly what you're going through. I went through it. I had breast cancer. I had prostate cancer. I had lung cancer. Whatever it is. I mean, there are a lot of people out there. So I'm not alone, and I'm not special." But that's been invaluable because people I've been able to ask questions. I've been, is this normal? Do I feel like this? What's going to happen here? And that's been just amazing. The other thing is that I've you know friends of mine who have gone through incredible um, trials and tribulations trying to get a really aggressive, cancer under control. Have just they just have so much research on alternative medicines and things that aren't FDA approved, but who cares about that? And just the amount of resources that I have that I've been given access to has been just, I mean, overwhelming because it's so much. But um, I'm also going to say, if you don't have insurance, get the Affordable Hair Care, the Affordable Hair Care, the Affordable Care Act, and get insurance. There is no reason anyone out there does not have insurance, and it has literally saved my life having this insurance, being able to afford these medicines, because something like $53,000 a month or something ridiculous like that. So I'm very, very grateful that I had the fortitude to already have those things in place. Um, you know, when if you don't ever know what to say to someone when you find out that they have cancer or something else, just how can I help? Is there anything I can do? That always helps me a lot because I need to talk about it, but I want to talk about it every day. Okay. um, and just be there. Call, don't just text. Call. 'Cause I'm horrible. I'd rather just text. Because it's more convenient that way. Um, but hearing a voice on the other end is really, really great. And if you have felt this way about someone in your family who has been diagnosed with something like this, or if you've been treated this way, there's no excuse for family not rallying around you. There's no excuse. Um, and look, my family they're gonna have to answer to the big guy, uh, and they'll be judged by not doing the right thing. But I haven't worked in, let's see, 4 or 5 months. That's been really stressful. But um, you just there are a lot of things that you can do when things like this happen. I am learning a lot about the system. My goodness. Um, but really, what I need to focus on is surrounding myself with positive people. The last couple years, when I moved back here to help a family member with an addiction to pain pills, um, it's just been so negative. Like I've hated being back in Wichita. You know, I've hated having to feel like I felt with people just being narcissistic and ego driven and um, thinking it's more important for them to look good than for them to do well, for them to accept the responsibility for any of their actions. But I want to make this about them. Um, it is very interesting how much people bitch about the dumbest things. That's what I've really noticed, I think, to be really honest with you. Like, I could be standing there with my bald chemo head and my IV and my drug tracked arms, and someone would be like, "Oh my God, like I had to leave work an hour early. I couldn't get a mani and a pedi together. Life is hard." And I just want to say, um, unless you can beat me in bitching, let's not do it. And it just adds to the negativity, you guys. Like it just adds to it. Like don't why bitch about everything? Here's what I suggest. For every bitch that you have, say something great and positive and nice. What? Or don't say something negative. Maybe that's it. Because life is short, if you're sitting there playing video games all night as a 45-year-old dude or whatever, or wasting your time worrying about the fact that the neighbor has a speedboat and you don't, well, get over it because none of that matters. What matters are the relationships that we have and cultivate and the experiences that we have with other people and how we look and understanding the world around us, right? What's important is being kind and being a good person, giving light and love and positivity, but also being authentic. And when things suck, you talk about it and you get over it and you resolve conflicts and you bring up the pink elephant in the room. Because every time we push something down, every time we pretend like it doesn't exist, every time we take energy for a negative reason, to judge someone else, to bitch about life, to have zero gratitude, to always want more, to make it all about you. It it literally eats us up inside. And there's no joke. Like they when I got diagnosed, they said you're way too young for this, cancer, and you have no history of it, and blah blah, blah. And I said, oh no, I got the cancer from because of my family. Like the whole reason for my cancer is my family, for sure. I mean, I absolutely believe that because I know internally what it's done to me for so long, and it was just too much for me, physically, mentally, emotionally. So, I have ideas of what I want um, to do after I finish chemo, the mid September. Um, I thought a lot about what do I want to leave as my mark. What do I what do I know, and how can I share it? I think about that all the time. Because my whole life I have I am the most joyful when I'm making life easier for someone else. Unless you're dating me, all bets are off. But really, I mean, that's what I love to do. Like, I love to be able to make life easier for people in whatever way. Like, like in my next life, I'm going to be a concierge for sure, for sure, or a black gospel singer, a female black gospel singer. Might have already been one actually. Um, so you're going to be hearing a lot about that. I want to do a podcast. No one's doing podcasts, right? And I want to do a children's album based on one of my books. That'd be cool. I want to go to there are some countries that I have not visited yet that I want to go to. I want to go and be near the ocean and be with friends and hang out. And um, someone said, you can't live uh, and worry about dying. Like don't try to get it all done in one day, kind of thing. So many people said that to me. It's so weird. When I think just the opposite. I mean, I could live, I don't know, 4 more years, something like that, or whatever. Even if it's 10 years, I don't want to waste another minute. I don't want to waste another minute doing something that I hate to do, or that isn't going to make the world a better place. I know that sounds so like goofy, but it really is true. And I've been talking to people about this all the time. If you are miserable in what you're doing for your job, it's then change and figure out what are I always tell people, what if you have 8 extra minutes in the day, what's the first thing you want to do? Okay, like what do you find yourself kind of losing sense of timing, all that stuff doing? What's that hobby? What's that passion of yours that you love to do? And how can you make money doing it? Because that's what we should be doing. So I've done a lot of thinking about what my path of purpose is, and um, I'm going to be sharing it with you. But I guess I'll end this one with this. For for the people who knew early on and who absolutely stepped up, having a Kelly Clarkson moment, and shocked me for um and shocked me because you knew exactly what I needed. Um, Thank you for my cousins in Michigan who both went through cancer. You've been invaluable. Thank you. Love you. And uh, I'm on a road trip for a bit, so if you live in a cool place, just expect me to come visit for a while. I mean, I'm not saying you need to move out of your bedroom and let me have it, but I do have cancer. Anyway, I do want to thank all my doctors too because they've been really great. Okay, I'll tell you this. So when I got my port in, I'll leave you with this. I went under anesthesia. And when and for some reason, I had all male nurses. First of all my doctors are hot. And when I was having this, all male nurses, okay, and they were all really handsome. So as I'm coming out of anesthesia, I think to myself, oh my God, I would be mortified if I said something like, does anyone need a spanking? Right? That would be humiliating. And as I'm thinking this, I hear hot nurse Brad laughing. And I look at my knees and they're all laughing. And I said, I just thought that, right? They're like, oh, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. Apparently, I asked um, everyone who came near my bed. So that's all right. It's okay. You know, what are you gonna do? More on this later. Thanks for listening. Be in touch. Bye.